Hey there everybody, how's it going? As always, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and to those of you guys who keep coming back and checking out my videos, thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me, and it's awesome that you guys are enjoying my content. It really helps me out and it makes me really happy. And to those of you guys who are just now joining me and who have never seen any of my content before, thanks for being here. I hope you guys enjoy what you see, and I look forward to seeing you guys on future videos. So lately I've been out doing a ton of fishing. That's pretty much all that I've been doing, and I've been putting out a fair amount of content kind of documenting what I've been up to, but I've got something just a little bit different for you guys today. And this is something that's going to appeal to those of you who are into outdoor activities such as like backpacking, camping, hiking, fishing, pretty much any of that kind of stuff. But more specifically, it's going to apply to those of you who are into activities where you need lightweight meals such as backpacking or even food storage in your RV or things like that, where you can't afford to have a ton of weight that you're kind of carrying along with you. So most of you guys who are into activities like that are probably pretty familiar with the Mountain House meals. These are super awesome. They're nutritious. They fill you up and they'll get you through your hike or your camping trip or whatever it is that you're doing. This one specifically is the granola one, and that's kind of what we're going to be discussing today. Your breakfast and lunch options, early morning, or even a light snack in between meals while you're on the go, stuff like that. These meals are super awesome. I love them, and this is actually my favorite one that they make. But the only problem with these is, at least in my area, this specific one costs about $6, which isn't a huge deal if you're only buying a couple of them to go out for maybe like an overnight or something like that. But if you're planning like a week-long trip, or you need plenty of food to store in your RV, or something like that, spending $6 a pack for these can start to get pretty expensive. So what I'm going to show you today is something that I've kind of come up with to limit the cost. You can get basically the same exact thing, if not better, because you can customize it to whatever your personal tastes are, and you spend a fraction of the cost. So what I have here are a bunch of products that we're going to use to essentially create this, but for a fraction of the price. And what that's going to let you do is carry a lot more food with you at a more affordable cost, which is going to help you plan your trips in a more affordable way. Now, the first ingredient that we're going to need for this is going to be some oatmeal. Now, I'm choosing to use these premix packets, and these are actually store brand packets. They come in packs of 10, and I think I got them on sale for $1.50 a box, and that's for 10 packets. So you can get 20 packets for $3 or 40 packets for $6 and so on and so on. So they're pretty cost effective. You can get the gigantic tube of oats that I think costs maybe $3 to $4 if you get the store brand one, maybe $1 more if you get the Quaker or something like that. And that's going to be a lot more cost effective for you if you're doing tons and tons of these. I just choose to go with these premix packets because they come pre-mixed with sugar and sweetener and everything in them. So that's just one less ingredient that you're going to have to figure out kind of the ratio that you need to put in and do it yourself. So it's just a little bit easier, but you do spend maybe a couple more cents per unit doing it this way, but still comes out to pretty cheap. Now, I prefer to use the maple brown sugar packets. You can use literally whatever flavor you want. You can even use the ones that come with the freeze-dried fruit already in them. I just really like the maple brown sugar ones, and I'm also going to be adding freeze-dried fruit in this video, so I don't really have a need to use the freeze-dried fruit ones, but you can do that. Now, the next thing that we're going to need is going to be some granola. I get the big cartons of this. I think I spent about $5 for this carton, and this is a 24-ounce carton. So this is going to be a lot more cost-effective than buying the small bags of like Nature Valley or some of the stuff like that. If you have a store near you that does bulk granola, like maybe in the natural food section or something like that, that is also usually going to be a pretty cost-effective option, or you can get the giant things of granola from Costco. But again, 24 ounces for $5, that's not too bad. The next thing that we're going to need is some freeze-dried fruit, like I said a second ago. So these come in many varieties. I've got freeze-dried strawberry banana, I've got freeze-dried cinnamon apple. You can get pretty much any kind of fruit freeze-dried, or you can freeze-dry it yourself, which is going to be the most cost-effective option, but not the most convenient. And if you don't have a freeze dryer, obviously you can't do that. So these are small bags. These are about $3 a bag, which isn't very cost-efficient. It's still more cost-efficient than buying your Mountain House meals here. But it's not the most cost-efficient option. If you can go to a big box store like Costco or something like that and get yourself large containers of this at a fraction of the price, that's going to be your most cost-effective option. Next, we're going to need some powdered milk. You don't have to use powdered milk, but it adds a really nice creamy texture to it as opposed to just adding water. So it's like if you made oatmeal at home, put milk in it, you're going to get that same kind of consistency while you're out on the trail. So that's real nice. The last thing that we're going to add to this is going to be some whey protein powder. This is the same kind of stuff that you use in like workout protein shakes, that kind of stuff. And the reason that we're adding this is just to kind of get some extra protein in there to help get you through that long hike or that camping trip or whatever it is that you're doing. And that way you can eat just one meal and you don't need to refuel in a couple hours. You can wait all the way until dinner or the next meal or whatever the case is. Now the next important thing is what we're going to put these ingredients in. So these Mountain House meals, you can see they come in this bag. Can stand up on its own, and the point of this bag is you're supposed to be able to put the water in, mix it up, and then you can stand it up like that, let everything kind of soak together, and then you can actually take a spoon and you can eat it straight out of the bag. So I tried to come up with something to kind of imitate this. So the best option that I came up with are these Foodsaver bags, and obviously I've got a Foodsaver here that we're going to use to seal this up with. But these Foodsaver bags are really nice. These are the quart size. And the nice thing about these ones in particular is the bottom of them actually opens up kind of like those Mountain House bags. And then you can just stand it up on the table, and essentially you get the exact same thing that you do using the Mountain House bags. When I bought these, they were buy one, get one half off. So I got 32 bags for roughly $18, which isn't a bad deal considering a lot of products, when you purchase them, like products like this is a really nice durable bag. So some of that cost that you're paying for when you purchase these Mountain House meals is the cost of the bag that the meal is actually in. So when you think about it like that, $18 for 32 of these is actually a pretty good deal. And the nice thing about them is they can stand up on the table on their own, just like the Mountain House bags. Now, if you really want to get cost effective, you could put all these ingredients in Ziploc bags and do it the same kind of way. You could even use the freezer bags that are a little more expensive, but they are more durable than the classic Ziploc bags. You could do that. The only problem with that is you don't get the convenience of the bottom opening up and it's standing upright just like that, and they don't seal as well, so the product inside is not going to last as long, which with this isn't a huge deal because it's all dry product, but still it's nice to be able to seal that bag up, and then you can just leave it in your motorhome or your backpack or in the garage with your camping gear for an infinite amount of time, and it's not really going to matter because it's sealed airtight. Now, like I said a second ago, the last thing that we're going to need to seal up these Foodsaver bags is obviously going to be a Foodsaver. Again, if you don't have this, Ziploc bags will work just fine. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Foodsaver bag. Let's go ahead and get that opened up. Stand it up like that. And then let's take our 2 packets of oatmeal here. And I like doing 2 packets. If you want to do like a family meal kind of thing, you can get bigger bags and do more of the ingredients, or you could even just do 1 if you're trying to make small snacks or whatever. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to do an average size breakfast or a lunch or whatever. So I find that 2 is about the perfect amount to add to this, and you get the perfect amount of sweetener and everything like that by adding 2. So we're going to go ahead and just dump both of those in. Make sure we get all that sugar and all that powder out of these and get it poured in there nice like that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of our granola. Now with the granola, I typically don't measure it. I just kind of start pouring it in and just eyeball it until it gets to about the consistency that I want. And usually I like to do about 1 part granola to 2 parts oatmeal. That makes for a real nice texture, real nice quantity, and it makes it real filling and nutritious. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get some of our powdered milk. This particular packet here is 3.2 ounce packets, and I think I only spent $4 on this. So powdered milk is really not expensive, and it's a real nice thing to add to this, because when you're out on the trail, it's kind of a luxury to get that nice creamy, rich consistency that you wouldn't get by just adding water to these meals. So we're going to go ahead and take our measuring device. Like I said, I like to put a tablespoon of this in. So with my half tablespoon, I'm obviously going to just put 2 of these in. And just like that. Now the next thing that we're going to add is going to be that whey protein powder. Again, I'm going to do a tablespoon of this. And what that's going to do is it's just going to give it that extra protein, and that's going to help get you through your day without being hungry again within the next hour or something. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add some freeze-dried fruit. I'm going to go with strawberry banana for this one, but you could go with apple, blueberry, literally whatever you want, doesn't matter. And again, I just kind of eyeball it till it looks good. I try to maximize these packets since they're pretty small. They're not the most cost-effective option, so I'm not going to put a ton in there, but just that little bit there will give it a nice sweetness. It'll give you some fruit. That sweetness is just real nice in the morning, especially after you just camped in like pouring rain in a tent or something like that. You wake up, your joints hurt, you're cold, you feel kind of miserable, maybe you didn't sleep very well. It's real nice to just have that nice creaminess and that sweetness that you get from the fruit and the milk in the morning. A nice warm breakfast, it's going to get you powered up so you can start your day. All right, next thing that we're gonna need to do here is get this thing sealed up, and then we should be ready to hit the trail. So let's go ahead, get our Foodsaver opened up. And I like to seal these right along that Foodsaver bag. I don't like to do them much higher because the point of this is to be nice and compact. So we're gonna seal it kind of low so we can cut that top off of there, save some room. But you also don't wanna seal it too low because you need room in this bag to pour your water. Get it in there. Lock it down. And then I'm just going to use the seal option rather than the vacuum seal option. All right, so this thing should be done now. So we're going to go ahead, pop that, open it up, and let's take a look. So I've got it sealed right along the line right there, exactly where I wanted it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put it back in the cutter, and I'm going to cut it right above that seal line, just like that. And there we go. That is the finished product. You can see the size of it against my hand. So it is nice and compact. You can fit quite a few of these in your backpack with you, and you're going to have absolutely no problem. And you spent less than half that you would have if you bought a bunch of those Mountain House meals. The cool thing about these is, like you saw, you can customize them and you can put literally whatever you want in there, any kind of fruit, any kind of granola, any kind of oatmeal, and you can really make these your own and make them to the exact flavor that you want. So this thing's all ready to go. So let's get loaded up. We're gonna hit the trail and I will show you guys how awesome these things are. Let's do it.